What's up guys, this is Jeff from Sorta Healthy, and today we'll be talking about something that most people hate to talk about, and that thing is money. How much money should you charge for one-on-one personal training in 2020? There are a ton of factors that determine this, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. So before we do anything else, let me first just say that the only pricing that we'll be discussing today is for one-on-one personal training. We won't be discussing small group personal training, virtual personal training, or online coaching or personal training. Those are all services that I offer as well, and I'll break down my pricing for each of those services in future videos. This video is essentially for people who are looking to run their own personal training business and offer one-on-one personal training. And that makes sense because you almost certainly won't be dictating prices of services unless it's your business. I'll be giving you guys strategies that I have used in my personal training studio and still use to this day. Some of these strategies might seem a little bit dirty. Personally, I don't think they are, but that is up for you to decide. Having been a personal trainer for about 9 years now, and having been in charge of personal training facilities for about 4 years now, I can tell you that this is nothing compared to what some of your competition will be willing to do to you. So buckle up and get ready, because here we go. So the first thing that we want to do in determining our prices for one-on-one personal training is to see what our competition is up to. This is also referred to as competition analysis. And if you don't like comparing yourself to others, too bad, because that's exactly what your future clients and future prospects are going to do. They're going to compare you to your competitors or other trainers who live in the same area as you. So how do we determine who our competition is? Google. Google is the answer to everything. So I'm now Googling personal training Southington, Connecticut, and this is my studio right here. By the way, I fought my ass off to get first on Google for my area. So once I know who my competition is, I need to find out their pricing for one-on-one training. Don't listen to anyone who tells you not to do this. There is literally no reason not to, and you would be foolish to not know this information. So pretty much what you do is you create a throwaway email account and email your competition asking them what their prices are. Is this a tiny bit sleazy? Yes. Is it harmful to your competition's business in any way? No, you haven't done anything wrong by doing this. If they won't give you an exact price, ask for a ballpark price. Almost always they're going to give you something because for all they know, you could possibly be a potential client. Back when I was a new trainer in my area, I did this with a few of the local facilities and gyms, just to see what everybody else was offering. Now that I'm the most established trainer in my immediate area, I get at least 1 or 2 emails a month who I suspect are other trainers doing the same thing to me. It's all good, guys. There's no harm involved. No one's getting hurt. Now, if you don't have any local competition, stick around, we'll get to you very soon, so keep watching. Also guys, if you would be so kind, please politely demolish the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. This allows me to keep making videos like this and to keep sharing all of my training secrets with you guys. Please and thank you very much. Once you have some ballpark prices for your competition, analyze everything else that they have going on. Are they a private facility or a gym? Usually if you're working in a private facility or a personal training studio, you can demand a slightly higher price from your clients. And this is because it's a little bit more of a premium setting and your clients don't have to share equipment with people just working out in the gym. Check out their credentials. How does your resume stack up to theirs? Are you more qualified than they are? Take this into account, but realize that any potential client that you're likely to sign on is very unlikely to care about your credentials or your competition's credentials for that matter. Also try and find out how long your competition has been in business for, and try and find out what their general reputation is. Check out their Google reviews, Facebook reviews, Yelp reviews, and anything else you can find out about them online. If your competition has been in business for a long time, and if they have a good reputation, also assuming that you're kind of the new kid on the block, in this situation, you're gonna have to come in at a slightly lower price than they are. Plain and simple. Emphasis on the word slightly. It should only be very slightly lower than what their price is. Do not price yourself too low. Yes, that will hurt your competition, but in the long run, that's gonna hurt you more when you're training people full time and you don't even have enough money to pay your rent, employees, your bills, and still make a paycheck at the end of the day. It's better to start just very slightly low and then increase your prices from there. And if you very slowly and gradually increase your prices in the right way, you won't lose any clients because of it. So far in my studio, which we're just seeing one wall of my studio right now, I've been in this current location for about 2 years now, and I've increased my prices twice since then. And of course, I have to do this, right? Because the cost of business for me goes up every year. The trainers who I employ, well, I have to give them yearly raises. The cost of my rent, let's just say it doesn't go down. If anything, it only goes up. And then of course you have things like inflation, right? Our money becomes less valuable over time. So you literally have no choice. You will have to slowly increase your prices no matter what. The key is just to find the right way of doing that and to handle it like a professional. Now, increasing prices as a personal trainer, that is certainly a topic for another video, and it's one that I personally find kind of interesting, so I'll definitely cover that at some point. All right, so now let's do a hypothetical situation. So my competition is a local semi-private facility. They've been in business for about 5 years and have a good reputation. The price of their one-on-one training sessions cost between $59.99 and $70.99, depending on a client's commitment. And of course, we are referring only to our sessions here. So let's assume that me and you are going into business together in this endeavor, and let's assume that we are also working in a semi-private facility. We are going to assume that our facility is comparable to our competition's, and let's assume our resumes are pretty much the same too. This means that the only advantage that they have on us is their reputation and the fact that they've been working with the locals for a longer period of time. And this is pretty much the exact area where most trainers start off when they're trying to start up their own business. So assuming everything else is equal and our reputation just isn't quite where our competition's is, we'd probably be smart to come in just a little bit lower at $57.99 and $69.99. Or hell, we could even just use even numbers and go for $57 and $69. But heck, we could have rounded up the $57.99. I definitely think the whole 99 thing can be kind of shady. You'll see a lot of training facilities use that and some will not. I actually do not use 99, but I will throw like a 79 on some of my pricing. And pretty much I just tell people those extra few cents on there are to cover processing fee, which is actually true. But let's say that I thought we offer a better service than our competition. They still have brand name recognition and reputation on us, but honestly, we're better at what we do. Maybe in that situation, at least for the beginning, I would just match their prices, or get as close as I can possibly get to them. Either way, there are a ton of variables in these situations, and each case is totally different, so you'd have to analyze all of those variables and come up with a suitable plan. The idea here, though, is that your price should be very similar to your competition's. At all costs, we want to avoid that race to the bottom. And quite simply, if you're the new kid on the block and you're putting your services at a super high price, nobody knows who you are, nobody cares who you are. You may think you're deserving of that price based on your credentials, but like I said, almost nobody cares about your credentials. And that's just me being real with you guys. I want to briefly cover the price range of $60 to $90 just to keep the number simple. Why offer a range of prices? Essentially, you need to offer session packages or charge monthly payments. Now, me breaking down session packages and monthly payments and which one is better, that is entirely worthy of its own video. There are advocates of both methods in the personal training world, and both methods can work perfectly well. So now we have another video topic that I'll need to cover at some point too. At this rate, I'm never gonna run out of things to talk about. For the sake of simplicity and going back to our previous example of a $60 to $90 range, let me break down a few session package options that would make sense given that price range. You basically want to offer clients a price reduction for the longer that they will commit to training with you. A quick example of this would be if they buy 30 sessions from me, they pay $60 per session. If they buy 20 sessions from me, they pay $70 a session. If they buy 10 sessions from me, they pay $80 a session. If they buy one session from me, they pay $90 for that single session. If you do your job well, almost everybody is going to buy that 30 pack of sessions. And you will keep selling that repeatedly to new clients and existing clients. I started out with a price scheme that was actually pretty similar to this one. And even though I've already increased my prices twice, I still have about a 90% retention rate. The way I calculate this is 90% of the clients who sign on with me at the beginning of the year, they're still with me at the end of the year. I also still have the vast majority of the clients I signed on when I first started up this studio location 2 years ago. The success of your training business will be dictated by how well you can keep your current clients. Now let's say somehow it's year 2020 and you want to set up shop in an area that has no personal training competition whatsoever. Well, first of all, my question would be, why is there no competition? It's 2020, dude. Personal training is pretty much everywhere at this point. So why isn't it in this place that you're looking to possibly set up your business? Basically, what I'm getting at here is make sure that the area that you want to set up your training business, make sure that area is viable for personal training. And here we have another fantastic topic for another personal training education video. How to choose a location for your personal training business. In short, if you're trying to choose an area to do personal training, that area needs to have some level of disposable income. Also, it helps if the population in the town or city that you're trying to work is not tiny. You kind of need a decent number of people around because only a percentage of those people are going to be interested in personal training. There's absolutely more that goes into that, but those are the main two things that I look for when seeing if an area has the potential for personal training. If you want to make some cash, You need your clients to have cash. And don't lie, of course you want to make some cash. We all want to make some cash, right? So let's assume that somehow you found an area with a decent population size and an average income that's respectable. There's definitely some disposable income in this area. And somehow there's no personal training around. Literally, there's no competition around whatsoever. Start your pricing off at $1 a minute for your cheapest one-on-one personal training session. And then you basically just work up or down from there, depending on how affluent the area is. So basically, if you were starting your personal training business in the most average of average income towns where there's a little bit of disposable income, but not an overwhelming amount of it, your highest commitment session package or monthly payment option should start somewhere right around that $1 per minute price point. In this situation, you might have a range of $60 to $80. And that $80 option would be for people who don't commit to train with you for as long. Now let's say I'm in a pretty affluent area. Maybe my lowest price for one-on-one personal training, again looking at that hour session, maybe my lowest price would be $75 in that case. And then my highest price might be $95 for people who aren't looking to make as big of a commitment. If I'm in a less affluent area, my cheapest price for one-on-one personal training might be something right around $50. And then my more expensive, lower commitment option might be something more like $70. Again, be careful of these areas of lower income for a few different reasons. First off, obviously an area of lower income will have less people with spare money who are looking to buy personal training. And oftentimes an area of lower income, people don't even think to look for personal training. It's just something that's not even on their radar at all. Group training tends to do much better in areas like that. So obviously this is a simplified version of how to price your one-on-one personal training sessions. I think an entire video on training package options and monthly payments versus session packages. I think a video like that would also answer a lot of related questions that you might have watching a video like this one. So like I said before, I'll definitely make that video at some point soon. So if you haven't liked the video and subscribed, please do, because it allows me to keep helping you. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and hopefully I see you all in the next one.